So from there, that summer, instead of working for the bank, I worked for the state universities retirement systems, which is basically the pension fund for all University of Illinois employees in Springfield, in Champaign, and UIC, all of them.
Wow.
That was in Champaign. So I was working with them in their investment team. So that's when I knew that instead of doing something general like finance, which everyone wants to do that, and if you don't even have a business degree, they don't really look at you.
Right.
Take my economic experience, go into a skill set which is investments and that type of thing. Work with the state, where I'm dealing with a big amount of money. And the way the state is built, since it's, the budget is just terrible because they're underfunded. They're only funded by the state maybe 40%.
Okay.
So they had to be very particular on who the money managers were. So I was part of the team, screened through a bunch of candidates that wanted to come in and fundraise with us and see if they were legit.
What were some of the challenges that you faced when you were screening the candidates?
You had candidates that were either overseas. You had people. Main thing, what they wanted to know is, are they money managers or are they money collectors?
Okay.
Do they have a lot of escalations in capital in regards to closing shop or just losing a lot of clients?
Okay.
Or are they very passive? Because we wanted to have a money manager with a very set and aggressive mindset to make the most out of what they had. So were they just really passive like a mutual fund, or were they overly aggressive in regards to a hedge fund where they would have down quarters to the extent that we would just be taking major losses?
Wow. Okay.
So it had to be within the confines of this, margin of error.
Okay.
And that cut the list from like 40 to like 5.
Okay.
Went from there, we would have them in for interviews, I would take notes. Obviously I wouldn't be doing any of the decision making, but just my
But you were in the
background,
process.
yeah,
and
my background research would help with that.
Yeah.
And that was just a great way to gain experience because the team itself was only like 6 people
Okay.
in an office of 200.
Okay.
And they also would have to answer to a board, board members every quarter. So it was a lot of responsibility put on you as an intern where they treated you like a full-time employee.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you have buy-in then, right? Which
Yeah.
is something that I think is missing maybe from other internships that I've heard about, because you were intimately involved and you probably learned a lot just working alongside a lot of
Right.
people who were more senior.
Right.
And from there, you have more buy-in because, look, you're looking at something and you're seeing the end result. Even if you're not directly working with the client, you put the research in that eventually turned into a final work product or got approval or rejection that you ended up seeing the result of.
Right.
So I do think that that's a huge one.